Hello Virgo, I am here to do your August 15th through the 30th or 31st reading for August so that I can give you a little bit of insight as to how that time period may be for you. It's been a lot of cleanup, but now I'm just starting to see a lot of reward for people who were willing to do the cleanup, in their lives. A lot of people contemplating on, what types of relationships are going to salvage and what types of relationships are going to come to an end for obvious reasons. These cards are only meant to illuminate what's going on in your life to help you make an informed decision on what you think is best for you in your life. Okay? So let's get started, Virgo. What's going on? Okay, I get a nurturer. I get a nurturer that has been backstabbed. But my nurturer is strong. So Virgo, you are infinitely strong enough to deal with this type of bullshit, okay? It's been going around like a bad cold. Okay, and you're like, yo, that was not fair. Period. That was not fair. But you still know how to be happy in difficult situations, which you guys are very resilient. This could represent little white lies, or someone that you know did this, someone that you love did this to you. Let's see. But I see the walk away card, and I feel as though that belongs over here. I feel as though you walked away, Virgo. Okay, they backstabbed you. What's going on with them? See, this is what's going on with them. This has also been going around like a really bad cold, okay? This will take away from a lot. There's not much you'll be able to accomplish with this one. Okay, this one eats up money like termites eat wood. Okay, I mean, this one right here, there's nothing you can do with this one. This one's a taker. Okay, so Virgo, if you were just recently walked away from somebody who betrayed you because they have enslaved behavior, I'm going to commend you because first and foremost, I see that you did it in a nurturing way. Okay, you were just like, yo, this is just not working for me. Okay, what about this person? This person, obviously has to sacrifice in order to try to keep you. And I almost feel like, Virgo, some of you are asking, like, is this salvageable? Because I feel like I'm going over here to the energy of the person that you're dealing with more so than you. Even though this is your reading, you should be the focus. But it's just clear how you felt about it and what you're doing, This is just confirming this is likely someone from your past that you knew. You really loved them very much. You walked away from them, You walked away from love, cups, but you still are holding up very well. You know that being betrayed by this person was very unfair. Okay. When you see the Justice card, think the word fair. Okay. But you're like, I'm strong and I can deal with this because I know by now what people do and what they have the potential to do. Virgo is very composed with regards to these types of matters. My husband's a Virgo, and one of my good friends is a Virgo, so I know that you guys are very composed. Even when people are out of pocket, you do have the potential, though, to just blow up, But for the most part, you do like to keep yourself composed, which is why I see that you nurtured throughout the whole process. So the Wheel of Fortune, I'm already knowing, is on your side, okay? Fate is on your side, all right? This person needs to sacrifice this habit. They need to work on it. And you want to know if it's salvageable. Well, yes, this person does have potential, okay? But this person has some issues that they have to work through in order to be reborn, okay? They have some anxiety that causes them, to want to mask it. They want to mask it. And see, when you get caught up with this one, a lot of times, you'll be willing to do anything to get what it is that you need because you don't want to feel the feelings that you feel or that they don't want to feel the feelings that they feel when they don't have what they need. Now, it's up to you, Virgo, if you feel as though you want, just because somebody is going through a tough time in their life, because this person's going through a tough time in their life. You got to understand. Been on both sides of the coin. This person's going through a hard time too. You understand? But it's not your soul work that has to be done to fix the problem. It's theirs. And if they're not willing to make the sacrifice, this card means sacrifice. And this means he's working on something. If he doesn't work on this problem, even though they are totally capable of doing it, the magician, powerful and resourceful enough to leave this one alone, Virgo, I just recommend that you have a very stern conversation with them. For those of you who are wondering if it's salvageable, if you just feel in your gut after the conversation, this person ain't going nowhere or whatever, I feel like a lot of you have made your decision already. And this just confirms that you love them very much. And right now, you know what? They're not pulling any cup cards because they're not even displaying love for self right now, So that this is an imbalanced situation that is not going to be conducive toward whatever it is that you're trying to do. So Spirit, what do you want to tell Virgo with regards to what they have to look forward to by making the right decision and clearing out, the clutter in terms of getting out of relationships with people who have this type of baggage? Because spirit guides and angels, we know that when one is acting fairly and with love and the other is not, and they bear it, we know that there's fruit. So what kind of fruit do they have to look forward to, spirit guides and angels? Okay, it looks like there's still going to be maybe a little conflict, right? And here's the walk away again card. So basically what I'm seeing is you're walking away not only because to some degree your love for them is changing because they're changing because of this habit. Your love for them is changing and that's why you're walking away. And I also see you walking away because you've got better things to do as well. Okay? And they create conflict, So you're walking away for several reasons, it looks like, And so you've been thinking to yourself, and really evaluating yourself, I feel as though some of you are wondering, do I trust myself in love at this point? Because, how did I get caught up here? So now you're looking at yourself like, what did I do to allow this? And self-reflection is always a good thing, but make sure that you don't blame yourself because this isn't your fault. Okay. I see that, some people saw some things in this person and they are happy. You're being publicly praised for exiting the relationship and stage lefting, and just getting out of the relationship, It looks like you still have a little bit more conflict to look forward to before this is like completely wrapped up though. And what is this conflict going to be about? Well, this person's going to be upset, when you actually, so to speak, pull the trigger and let them know, this relationship is done. Because you have to understand you were likely a bit of a source for them to maintain this habit. They either live with you or, and then when they don't have you anymore, they're going to have a harder time trying to maintain this habit. And please don't mistake their tears for love for you, because I haven't pulled one cup card yet regarding their love for you, Virgo. Okay, I've pulled a cup card regarding, how sincere you were with them on your side, but on their side, don't mistake these crocodile tears that they're going to be crying, because they're going to be crying because they're like, now it's probably time for me to pay the piper, because of my habit. Okay, so what you have to look forward to, okay, a rebirth. Judgment means a rebirth. Something has to end in order for something to begin. So we know what should end so that something can begin. What is that something, spirit guides and angels? I feel like some of you might be moving to a different town and getting a different job and like making really good money. And this card came just to remind you to make sure that the expectations that you set for yourself, if that's what you're going to do, are reasonable, okay? So that they're feasible. Stay focused and self-disciplined on whatever it is you want to do, in relationships from now on, is what Spirit is saying, when you go into your new beginning, because you're no longer coupled up with this person. This lets me know that this relationship helped you mature greatly. When you got with this person, you were more or less the Queen of Cups. You understand what I'm saying? And then, now we see the King of Cups. So that could easily mean that, another relationship unexpectedly is right around the corner that may not necessarily require a no just because this breakup is fresh. That would either require a private reading or, your judgment. But I do see, it's very possible that new love could be right around the corner. This person, came on this side, is likely to look at a situation that they can't escape. That could be jail, and that could be consequences surrounding their lifestyle. And that's unfortunate because, we could all change if we were brave enough to, we could all change if we were brave enough to. And, a lot of us, when we're unfortunately at that place, are very afraid, of the change associated with not dancing with this one. For some reason, the mind goes straight to this being a comfort zone when it's the complete opposite, and it just leads to trouble, and this person is going to have to go through quite a bit before they get to a rebirth. Your rebirth is here now. Breakups are the perfect real meaning for new beginnings, because it really does free you up for you to do things for you and for you to grow yourself and get that self-mastery going and get your finances up to par and get you where you want to be, because it's you, and you don't have to babysit these types of problems. You may have children together, but sometimes at one time or another, relationships can become toxic. And when that happens, you got to do what you got to do, especially when kids are involved. Are kids involved, spirit guides and angels? No, that's the whole story is what's being said. No, there are no children involved. But you did put a lot of work into the relationship and you were lied to, The relationship was a burden for you. And you did have faith at one point, but now you're defending yourself against this person, Now you have to defend yourself against this person. And, it makes you angry when this person acts like that, which means they're not bringing out the best in you. And then, I feel as though this person is the confused individual, that needs again, to work on their spiritual journey. So to close you out, I'm going to pull 3 cards to see what Spirit has to tell you. A card out of your oracle deck. And then we will either move on to another subject, or it looks like this is the order in which this belongs. It looks to me like this is the order in which it belongs, you know. For those of you who haven't walked away and who know you're in a relationship similar to this, it doesn't even have to be, you know, for this to resonate with you. This does not necessarily have to be about a partner who has a substance abuse issue. First of all, addictions come in many different fashions. It doesn't necessarily have to be the obvious, okay? This goes for any relationship that is not balanced. And when I say not balanced, I mean if you've got all this wood on your back and you're carrying all, you know, the relationship, this person has some spiritual work they have to do before they can have a partner that is, you know, as spiritually ready as you are. Otherwise, it's always going to be unfair to you, and you're always going to feel unwhole. You're not going to feel whole in this relationship, and there's always going to be something. You have a choice to either be tired all the time in this relationship or financially stable because you're freed up from the relationship. That's your choice that you have right now. So let's pull your oracle deck and see what that has to say, okay? Out of a deck called Whispers of Lord Ganesha, you got beginnings. It says at the start of every endeavor, you will find Ganesha. This is an indication of new energy on the horizon that brings open-hearted opportunities. Pay attention to where you're going. A new beginning can sometimes have a deeper spiritual significance, encouraging a different consideration or a fresh approach to how you connect with your inner guidance. With awareness comes understanding. One benefit of this new start may be the opportunity to stay true to your own path and guidance. Release the need to try to bring others into your vision. Trust yourself and be willing to do the work needed at this time. Your inspiration is positive. Creativity, finances, and love are flowing just before you. Ask Ganesha to assist you with the new energy and opportunities ahead of you. I told you that, breakups are totally the new name for new beginnings, okay? Everybody's not a good fit, and there are many times that, relationships become outgrown. And when that happens, spiritually, you are well within your rights to, say, this is where I don't want to be. This is what I don't want. I'm telling you, this story is starting to become so common. However, I just feel like this is the energy. It's all about family and relationships right now. And seeing people for who they really are. And people are actually making the steps toward their new beginnings and their rebirths. People are actually walking to the light, so to speak. Some people are saying, you know what, enough is enough. And, I'm done because this is not working for me. This is not a situation that I want to be in. You're either stealing from me, betraying me, backstabbing me, doing something. I don't deserve it. And I'm not going, and I love myself too much to let you keep doing it to me, So I'm going to pull another oracle deck for you, okay? And this one is a little bit deeper. It's a little bit more spiritual, and it's going to let you know where you are, okay? So give me just a moment. Out of a deck called Dreams of a Gaia Tarot, even though they are tarot decks, they are so deep to me. I use them as oracle decks until I can get really good at this deck. But you pulled the 3 of Fire, and what that means is action, implementation, exploration, expression, energy, hard work, sacrifice, and imitation. Necessary sacrifice, experiment, practice, and refine. Avoid copying those who inspire. Step out into the great unknown and trust. Put your objectives first. Avoid cutting corners. Pay attention to details, and have you lost your direction? This says, do you have an idea or creative venture that you'd like to implement? The Three of Fire represents the necessary sacrifice that it may be required when we act on our goals and objectives. When we first begin to act, we often find ourselves exploring the paths walked by those who came before us in order to discover and determine the best way to implement our ideas. However, that same exploration can inspire new ideas that break with tradition because something old has been reimagined and expressed by a mind with a unique perspective to make it relevant in the present. To implement those new ideas requires sacrifice, commitment, and dedication. It means stepping away from what is tried and trusted, safe and secure, and stepping out into the unknown with an almost blind faith and commitment. It means putting the objective first and turning away from everything that distracts or might prevent it from being achieved. It means working hard and not cutting corners in order to speed up the process. It means knowing that what you create will only equal what you've invested in, what you're willing to invest. The Three of Fire lets you know that now is also a good time to explore and to experiment on a practical level. Use your hands and mind to practice, hone, and refine your skills or abilities so that what you create and do will always be something crafted to the best of your abilities and be a true reflection of your passion and dedication. Remember also to avoid copying another's ideas because this is the time to be innovative. Create using your experience and imagination to inspire you instead of the vision and ideas of another. So this tells me that you guys are getting ready to go into a new beginning finance-wise. So I'm going to leave this here. Okay. And I feel like a lot of you are probably, like a lot of other people right now, are, stepping out there. They have been doing introspection, determining what, they know they're good at and what they know they can do. And so what, they know what they're made of and they're ready to, this actually looks very similar to the Fool in the Rider Tarot deck, New beginning, getting out there, experiencing new things, now that you are freed up relationship-wise because it just wasn't a healthy one for you anymore. Financially, spirit guides and angels, what do you have to tell Virgo? Something has to die in order for you to, for your ideas to live, for your new beginning to come about. Something has to die first before you get to this new beginning. What is that? Juggling. Juggling what? Okay, look at this. And then, I don't know if you noticed, you pulled a couple also in your general reading up there in that deck of cards too. And then you just got out of a relationship. Okay, so one thing I'm seeing is that juggling a relationship and trying to get a new beginning off the ground, I'm feeling like that's probably not a good idea. Okay, that might have to die. You, Virgo, I feel as though Spirit is trying to get you to wrap your head around being by yourself, He's by himself with his satchel on his back and he's exploring. You understand? He doesn't have anyone with him. He's by himself. You understand? And by being by yourself, I think there's something significant there that Spirit is trying to tell you, that right now it is time for you to be by yourself with this new beginning that is coming, okay? And you know what? A lot of you are experienced already, and a lot of you already have some skill, and it's the way that you present that to people that will open up some doors for you with regards to this new beginning. The way you carry yourself. The Emperor represents somebody with authority. He knows his stuff and he ain't scared to show people what he knows. And he's very, he's got a certain flavor about him that is very respectful and respectable. So make sure that, when you're starting your new beginning and you find yourself in business for yourself or doing something new that generates an income, make sure that, you know, you carry yourself like the emperor, because that is what you're being told to do. You are smart and you are wise, so make sure that that's the demeanor people see you, you know, with. Be yourself, but don't forget to, you know, be, you know, confident in your abilities, okay? So that your new beginning, you're thinking big, okay? Here's another new beginning, okay? This is a seed of a new beginning. And this means that you will get news of work. You will get news of work, all right? So the Wheel of Fortune pops up usually when something happens, and we're probably referring to this breakup, right? I feel as though I'm talking to the same person, right? So, or the same people who can resonate with this message. You know, not a good time to be in a relationship. Spirit is telling you there's something significant about being alone and going out there and saying, I'm willing to go out there and experience some things on my own to see what's out there. And Spirit is like, okay, well, these new beginnings are here for you, okay? You know, you're smart and you're wise enough to like really get in where you fit in when it comes to getting news of work and to always maintaining your livelihood. Make sure that you respond, excuse me, to this situation with grace. You know, let them carry the baggage of all the lies, all the stealing, all the whatever you experienced in this relationship. Let them carry that baggage. There's really nothing you can do about it, and arguing with them about it is not going to heighten their IQ, and it's only going to